Good morning, Dutchmen. It is Wednesday, November 20th here in New Zealand, and I've decided to kind of change it up due to my lack of actually posting video this week and probably next week. Instead of recapping the week, I'm going to project the week and not make any guesses, but just kind of point out the big games that are coming up this week. As I'm sure you're all aware, 6 of the teams in our league will be making the playoffs. And right now, the top 8 or 10 teams are actually pretty close. I've dropping well down, although I'm not out of the running with 2 solid wins and some key losses. I could still make it in. But there are some big games coming up this week. Let's take a look. Starting it off with my game against Tom Butler. Not a big game overall. I need a win if I want to make the playoffs. But for Tom and his one win on the season, it looks like he's already been eliminated. So if he wanted to do me a favor and bench a couple of his players, I wouldn't complain. Next is Squeak versus Lou. Not a huge game, make it or not make it. But if you're looking at first round buys, that could be a big one for them. Lewis is 1 game back behind the 3 who are all tied at 8-3. Kenny, Squeak, and Brian Kelly. All of them need wins to secure that first round bye. So that'll be a fun game to watch for that upper spots. Similar idea with Brian Kelly versus Colin Cregan. Again, Brian Kelly 1 game ahead of Colin in that tied for first, tied for second kind of range. After that is Kenny versus fearless leader Colin Adams. Yeah, not much going on there. Kenny's probably going to make it into the playoffs at 8-3 already, and Semi's only 1-10, so not very exciting. Down there, the last game is Lou Top versus the Yowocalypse. Krish versus Chris Gebhardt. That'll be an interesting game. Both of them need wins to get in, so that one's going to be nice and close. A lot of stuff riding on the line, but the game of the week is Kurt versus Tiller. Both of them at 6-5. Tiller currently holds the tiebreaker and is in 6th place in the league, which puts him in the playoffs, and Kurt is not in the playoffs. So this game will have a huge implication in that final spot. Winner probably going, and the loser crying home. Not making the playoffs this year, and in my world with Tom Butler and Colin Adams, and probably Krish. Probably. I make no predictions on the game because, as you can tell from my skill in fantasy football, I don't know that much. I could attribute most of my losses to the fact that I auto-drafted this year from a country on the other side of the Pacific Ocean, but I will concede defeat. Squeak was right. I had never really had a shot. My 4-0 was a fluke, and everybody knows it. I've gone, 1-6 since then with a random win. So, it's good, it's cool. I'm over it. Happy next year. I'll make sure to be there for the draft. I may be losing in fantasy football, but the Packers are dominating in real football. And that's well worth it to me. I'd rather it be that than the other way around. 2 big games, a big blowout over the Eagles this past week, which unfortunately I didn't get to watch, but many replays and live updates from Kenny made the experience almost half as enjoyable as it would have been to watch it. So we're all excited about that. I'm not going to go over all your teams in the NFL. I don't know most of them. I assume Giants, Eagles. I know there's a weird Jets fan in there somewhere. Isn't Christian Niners fan? I hope they win this weekend. Fuck the Seahawks. Anyway, yeah, so I was excited about that. Didn't get to watch it, but my dad was here, so that was fun. Got to hang out and do fun New Zealand things. Yeah, no story about watching the game this week. I didn't get to do it. So 2 weeks ago, I promised you all a video last week, and I didn't deliver. And partially my fault. I probably could have done more to make it happen, but also partially New Zealand fault. And my New Zealand rant of the week is limited internet. Is that still a thing in the States? I guess I had never heard of it. I haven't really gone out and explored the purchasing of internet that often. I've only done it once, and that was a couple years ago on Long Island. Um, and you had to choose how fast you wanted it. But here, you have to choose how much internet you want. Do you want 60 gigs a month? Do you want 80 gigs a month? And like the speed comes with however much you want, and you can buy an unlimited package. It's a little absurdly expensive, but they do exist, but more often, more frequently, people will buy limited internet packages. So last week, when I was recording the video and getting ready to put it on, my flatmate texted me and said, "Oh, no, we're out of internet until Saturday. Sorry." So I didn't finish recording the video and didn't end up posting one because I didn't have internet. It was a really weird feeling to not have it. Yeah, that's my New Zealand thing. Limited internet. Quick shameless plug for myself here. I'm sure you're all aware that I'm in New Zealand, and I have been for a while, doing this traveling alone thing, which is fun, don't get me wrong. But next May, yeah, and it does have to be May, unfortunately, I will be going to Thailand and surrounding countries for about a month, and I would love to have some company. So anybody who's watching this video and wants to not be in the States for about a month, I know May isn't great timing for a lot of you still in school, um, but anybody else, it's a fun trip. Everybody I talk to says it's really fun, it's really cheap, and it's really easy. They said you could probably easily get away with $1,000 a month. You can get away with 500, but you can definitely do it for 1,000. So, think about it. Definitely a fun thing to do. I'm gonna do it. I just like some company. Anyway, that's about it for me this week. I wish you all luck in your games this coming week. Tom Butler. I'll see you in a few days.